Welcome in Monday night, February 19th, the SPOcast. Rob Sanderson here with Johnny Cashmere and JP Grayson of the BackSeat Boyz. Gentlemen, I know it was a big weekend. What's going on?
What's up, Rob? How's it going, brother?
Good.
What's going on?
Yeah, it is. It was a holiday weekend for some folks, and a lot of fans came out for quite the show yesterday afternoon in Burlington. It's hard to believe that show is already now in the rear view, but a lot of attention, a lot of the clips out there. We just saw one little T gimmick there with a face that none of us have seen in a long time, a very long time.
That's it. I think I got a photo here too, man. Check this out. The boys. You know how much that photo means to me just to look at? Like, I never thought I would see it. Like, Blade is one of the best. Like, we were so close to Blade back in the day, all of us, and in CZW. And CZW was like this unit of guys that came together, almost like the Voltron lion, where each piece and it made something bigger. And now, with the old heads from CZW coming back with the new guys in SPO, like Ric Blade couldn't talk more about how much he thought JP and Tommy as the backseats were awesome. He put over Ellis Taylor huge, put over Channing Decker huge. Like, Ric Blade is one of the most naturally gifted, talented athletes, period, before he even steps in a wrestling ring. So I don't want to take up too much time on that, but for Ric Blade to be back is pretty damn monumental.
There were a lot of people in the business that were not in Burlington yesterday. They were just like, what the hell? Like people haven't heard from him. People haven't seen him. Like, it's one of those surprises that, like, there are surprises you can pull off in indie wrestling these days. But when you get names to pop back up that you thought you weren't going to see again in a ring. So pretty cool stuff there.
How about this? Talk about names popping up you didn't think you'd see again. Bufa Ayo, same thing. We hadn't seen him in forever, all the way from China. And man, did the crowd love him.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, I saw some of that on the online feed yesterday with his entrance with the boombox and Lucky attacking the ring apron. Was cooperating with him.
That big old elbow drop on the apron, hardest part of the ring, man. Oh, yeah,
mean
man.
old.
They tore it up.
Yeah, that's exciting. Now, I mean, couple shows under the belt here. Things really seem to be rolling. And now it's we'll talk here a little bit about yesterday's show, but now the focus is ahead to what is the biggest weekend or week in wrestling, really, in terms of that Mania week in the Philadelphia tri-state area, and the next SPO show that Sunday afternoon. It's got to be exciting. It's hard to believe that show is not that far out at this point.
Yeah, like, we need a break. We want to relax.
No,
but
man.
You know what? I almost forgot. Real quick, I got to say, we're live on Instagram, but we're not able to really see the Instagram chat. So if anyone's trying to talk to us in the chat, we're not trying to ignore you. I know I saw Jim Molyneux in there. I saw Pittman in there. I saw Tobin in there talking about stuff. So thank you guys. Unfortunately, I can't respond right now until we have someone to monitor that chat. But in the meantime, you could go on YouTube or Facebook and put it in that chat. And I want to say too, if I know you can't see if you're listening, but if you're watching, check out my new jersey.
Show it off.
Yeah, the inline skating. Check this out. They even got my number. I don't know how they knew what number I was. And you see Cashmere on there.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, They made it. My boys, they were out there.
Number 6, if anyone's wondering.
They were. Yep, this crew of guys, man. Eddie and all his boys. Eddie used to own the actual hockey team. And when we ran the Flyer skate zone for PW, he's the guy that got us in there and then went on to get CZW in there. So they were tailgating at the event, and he says, I have a surprise for you. So I wore it in the match, and I told him I had to wear it tonight. So thank you guys for all the support. Love you guys, and having you guys there made it like so much better for me. So thanks for everything, guys. All right, Rob, sorry.
No, I always am a fan of taking a moment to acknowledge a hockey jersey, and one that I haven't seen before there. So that's cool stuff. Yeah, a busy weekend for you guys too, because I know there was stuff going on before yesterday's show as well. Is that difficult when you're focused so much on running a show, but you're also like working other shows earlier in the weekend or something, and you can't put your entire focus on the show that is your baby?
You know, I got to be honest right here for this specific weekend, actually, I ran technically 2 shows, because the show before SPO was in my hometown in Rockland County, so right in Haverstraw, so next town over from where I, grew up on Stony Point. So again, just really big week and weekend, and just doing a lot of stuff, locally from my area, and Johnny was doing stuff back in Burlington. So both of us were just like, doing whatever we had to do from both ends of our hometowns to just make sure both events wound up being successful. And ACW, that's the promotion from my hometown, wound up being a really awesome event. We had Channing Decker there, and he teamed with us in the main event, and wound up getting the W. And then the next day, it was the boss battles, and let Johnny take over for this one.
Yeah, and they had a great matchup there. I got to watch it, and Wrecking Ball was up there. So that it's tough when you have to go on the road, because it's not just you have to go on the road Friday and Saturday to wrestle. You have to be in the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to be able to wrestle Friday and Saturday. So like you were saying, to wrestle and also try to run promotions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I told the whole locker room, I said, when you work for SPO Wrestling, you have me and JP and Tommy and all these other group of people, Mitch, and all that are literally like full-time trying to just find ways to get these guys over. And that's our job, is to make it like it was in CZW back when we were there, where the whole unit raises up together, not just individuals, the whole unit. And that's what we're trying to do with SPO.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we basically promoted 2 shows this past weekend on both ends, and wound up being 2 successful events, and we have a lot more to come. And the boss battles we beat it, man. We beat the boss battles.
Hell
Talk
yeah,
a little bit about like the tag matches you guys had, like the specific matches that were your main focus there, starting with that tag title match. How was that? And
first,
obviously a little crazy when there's a lot of people in the ring.
Yeah. Oh my God. We weren't expecting Jared Silverclay to come with Golden Era. That was so just unexpected right there. And he pulled some antics right there, and he tried to pull something right there, but it wasn't enough. And SCK, they impressed everybody. SCK put some work in the match, and the rep, those guys are hard hitting. Oh my God. They threw my brother and I together. We collided like a sandwich. It was crazy, and I'm still feeling that right there. But again,
I've never seen any. Do they do that in other matches? Because I've never seen that in my life. That was disgusting.
I've wrestled them a handful of times, and I've never experienced that before from the rep. But man, we're gonna run that back, and still the champs. It's
guys got to watch it.
Yeah, that right there was.
Listen, I got to apologize to JP and Rob. I don't know if you are aware, but I talked to Dewey Donovan, the old manager of the BackSeat Boyz in CZW.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to manage these guys, and I took him at his face value. I should have known what a sleazy. He is never
surprised there.
Listen, he's never forgiven me for the Cage of Death 5 bump. That's what it is. When Lobo had me and him on the top of the cage and came, he never forgave me for that. He said I used him as a human shield. So he turns on these guys and goes with the rep, and now he's with the rep.
Yeah. And we again, like that, another just between Jared, and then we weren't even expecting Dewey. He showed up, and we were like, yeah, you can totally come out with us. It was awesome. We were like, everyone was excited. When he came out the curtain, people were ecstatic.
Another throwback name that we don't see too often anymore. Yeah.
Right. Dewey Donovan, it was just such a cool dynamic. And then it just, we won, we were celebrating, and man, he just, double crossed us.
Yep. And look, great 8-man suplex. Pete Martin said they did all
Thank
8 guys in a suplex. It was crazy.
Oh man, yeah, the good old 8-man suplex spot.
Rob, there were things that the crowd couldn't even keep up with in this match. It was a really good tag match, and the guys worked their asses off, all 4 teams. And I got to tell you something, man. We made a huge announcement. I'll let JP, you want to announce it? It's your match. It's the BackSeat signature match.
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to, you know, the ROH old school days, and you know, we're gonna bring back the I'm sorry, not the ROH. We are gonna bring back the tag team scramble cell match, and
Well,
it's
it's a
gonna be
tag
at
team
Endgame.
scramble cage. We're
There you
making
go.
it a scramble cell.
Wow.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So again, it's gonna be at the Endgame. It's gonna be a free event at 2:30, and it's going to be WrestleMania Day, April 7th. It's gonna be on Sunday. Uh,
Mhm.
we already have the
So it,
Carnage crew announced. It's gonna be a very epic moment right there. I'm telling you right now. Tony
yep, and we
DeVito's.
split it. We're splitting the event too. I want to mention real quick before we mention any of the lineup, bro. I know we're kind of jumping all around here, but it's because we're excited and there's a lot to talk about. We got to recap and give the results from yesterday. We want to talk about this event coming up. We're excited, so bear with us if we're jumping around, everybody. But so the way we're going to do this is at 2:30, the bell rings, and outdoors is the cage, the cells, and we're going to give away 2 free cage matches. One of them is going to be the Silver Scramble Cell, which is the new quintessential tag team match. You can't get any bigger than that. So we're going to do that there. There's HC Loke is actually the man that built the top platforms on the corners of the Ring of Honor cage of Scramble Cage when we were in it back in the day. He said he still has the spray paint marks on his garage floor to prove it. So he is actually building them again. So we're going to have exact replicas for the corners of our cage on the outside. It's free for the entire town.
Yep.
These guys, the match they put on, the only way to top it would be to put it in a scramble cell. And after that's done, then we go inside for the rest of the event. And people can buy tickets and show up for that. And that's when we have Too Cold Scorpio already announced to take on Homicide for the title. And a lot more that we can get into. But let's first, I guess, run down the lineup, I think. Rob, what do you think?
Yeah.
The results, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just to say, like, the scramble cage, the scramble cell here, like, as somebody just like being at those ROH shows back in the day, like, those are the most memorable matches to me.
Right.
Like, thinking of specific spots there, the stuff with well, there's a name I'm not going to mention, but then like Don and Marcos in there, Special K, like all the, like, obviously, like, you guys, like, all this, like, there's so
SAT.
it was so long ago. Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's such memorable matches that definitely worth going back and watching. I think those are on the ROH app now, the Honor Club.
They must be, because I've seen it recently and it still holds up. You go and watch that match, it's a good match. And I'm not just saying that because I'm part of the match. What am I, 1/10 of the match, something like that, 1/12 of the match. But that's the beauty of this is tag teams get to shine and they get to innovate. And we have some of the most innovative tag teams ever. I don't know how to say it other than to say, to get the feedback from the new fans in Burlington and to say to them, how'd you like the show? And, oh, the Silk City Kings are amazing. Oh, the rep are huge. Like, that's what people are remembering. Oh, the backseats are so fast and talented. Like, that's what everyone's saying. And it's neat to get that kind of feedback because you and I and all of us, we're all grizzled. We're all old, bitter veterans now. We don't think as clearly and have our clean slate like the new fans. So it's good to get that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is really, like, there's so many little throwbacks here. I mean, I know jumping back and forth and stuff, like there's a PW title match at this next show, like, which you'd already kind of talked about a little bit a couple weeks back, and Scramble Cell here, and Ric Blade is going to be on the podcast next week. Like, all the it's just crazy. All the stuff that's going on, all these things that I don't know. There's so much going on in wrestling, but this is all stuff that's not currently going on in wrestling, except for now in SPO. So it's pretty cool stuff.
We're making it happen, man. We're making it happen. But yes, Blade will be here next Monday night at 7:30. I said that we would address the Blade situation today, and we are. We're going to talk about what happened, and I'm up for answering any questions. But we're going to let the man speak for himself. He's going to break his silence. He's going to be here, and fans, you're going to get to ask questions. Just start letting us know now what you want us to ask, and we're going to have a hell of an interview with Ric Blade next week. A nice in-depth, deep dive into Ric Blade, if you will.
Can
And
you
we'll
talk
have
about
Donnie
the can you talk about the tag match from yesterday and kind of, I mean, obviously that's
Sure. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
when Dewey turned on these guys,
Yeah.
the reps start attacking him, and he gets on the mic and he starts talking crap on me for restarting the back seats without him. Whatever. Fear of missing out. FOMO, Dewey Donovan. I run out with a chair. He runs away. Decker and Face just come in. They're right on top of me. Blade came out, saved the day. He looks amazing. He's bigger than ever. He goes to the gym every day. I mean, I think, I look okay for my age. He is phenomenal. He has not lost a step. And GQ was there too, from CZW. And let me tell you something, man. He's another one that's looking to make a comeback. Do not be surprised if you see a Johnny Kashmere and GQ tag team form in SPO Wrestling one day once we get the school open. Because, Rob, I told Blade in the ring, I said, Blade, on the mic, I said, when we get this school open, you are going to be my partner, please. And he said, hell yeah. He's one of the best trainers, man. He used to train all those guys in CZW with me and Trent and Zandig and Nick Gage. And it was an amazing atmosphere. And to get some of that synergy back and to get some of that old energy injected into this new thing that we have, it's invigorating and it's a little bit overwhelming. I'm excited as hell to see where this goes next because it's bigger than us.
Yeah, I mean, all of this going on, and kind of mentioned in there too is like with the appearance of the Carnage crew and DeVito kind of wrapping things up too. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on here that is, like I said, it's exclusive in a lot of ways here. That there's a lot going on the indies, but you're not going to see this stuff going on anywhere else. So that's really exciting for April 7th in Burlington City coming up on that. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So other results. I'll just run down the results if you want real quick. I have them right here on my whiteboard.
Yeah.
So the first match, it started with MLJ doing a great job, man. He's so fun. The crowd loves him. He connects. So he's out there with the video game systems we're going to give away. And Craig Z-List comes out and distracts him while Corazon steals the video game system and runs away. So, so all of a sudden, Emil J is like, this sucks. We got a giveaway and I already lost, the giveaways. So Live Danger comes out with Batman and say, we'll take care of it. Which way did he go? And they leave to go get him. And the show starts after that. It's like, okay, whatever. First match was TJ Epics defeating Kurt Robinson. TJ, of course, from CXR, one of the greatest tag teams around, HC Loke student, ESW tag champ, I want to say.
Yep. They just, the last show, they ended High C's reign of nearly 2 years.
There you go. So, and then Kurt Robinson is from Catch Point, Drew Gulak school in Philadelphia. So what a quality wrestler he is. That was just great opening match. This guy's killed it.
Yeah.
You liked it, Jay?
Yeah. No, that was an awesome opening match. Yeah, them two tore it up. I think the fans really liked it.
Yeah, for sure.
Always fun too when you get a little bit of a kind of a surprise, unannounced hot opener like that too.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of just having like two great wrestlers just set the tone and just keep it all in the ring. And these guys again, just they.
I think we talked about that in Buffalo a month ago too. Like you guys started the show with Cheech and Colin Delaney, and like you get to set the tone, you get to like get the fans going for the night and stuff. I mean, that's
minus keeping it all in the ring that one night. But anyways, yeah. I mean, again, again, nothing better than just having two, whether it's a tag match or a singles match, whatever it might be, just having a banger to set the tone. And it's like, all right, like beat that and let's see, how we can keep this ride going. And those two guys, they set the tone. It was awesome.
Hell yeah, guys! They class acts. Then was Lucky 13 versus Bufa Ayo. Lucky came out handing out scratch offs. Lucky scratch offs. I know at least one guy yelled, "I won $2." He had to be serious because if he was joking, he would have said a better number than $2, right? So
something, man. Yeah, that's real right there.
But Bufa, man, his whole act is just top to bottom. It's so perfectly curated. He is such a character from curtain to curtain, and he's so good out there. And he made so many new fans in Burlington. And now they're probably going to be booking him more around here. We're going to help get him booked around here while he's in from China. So That match meant so much to me. Lucky came out victorious, so Lucky goes up to wrestle John McChesney next month, April 7th, for the PW title, as announced by Todd Gordon. That is going to be sick. I'm a huge John McChesney mark. You're a huge John McChesney mark. And I'm a huge Lucky mark too. So this is going to be a goodie. And tickets are already on sale. We already sold some tickets to the event. Tickets for the indoor event are already on sale.
Right.
And those two, I mean, both of them are quite the veterans, but when was the last time they would have touched in a ring? I have no idea. I mean,
PW, when they were both 45 pounds lighter, maybe, and 20 years younger. Yeah. God bless them. But then it was, so the Pat Dynamite's open challenge, sudden death open challenge. Pat goes out to the ring and just destroys poor Izzy Danger. Izzy had his back to him and immediately attacked him and pinned him. It was sad. Izzy didn't even stand a chance. Then Pat keeps talking more trash. Brandon Downey comes out, one of the better natural born faces on indies and in the area. And he came out and had a great showing against Pat, but Pat's underhanded as hell, and he's an artful distractor. I guess that explains the TNT. And then finally, Joe Clean came out, and him and Joe had just, the crowd loved every second of it. Joe was sweeping at him with the broom. Pat broke the broom over his knee. I mean, it was great. And then Pat stole the victory. Pat, I want you to understand something, Rob. Pat has only been on one PW show, and he one SPO show, and he already has the best record in SPO. He's 3-0. That's insane.
Little known fact, yeah.
So, so Joe Clean goes nuts and says, "I'm going to challenge you to the first ever broom closet brawl next event." And Pat says, "Okay, but since I'm involved, it's going to be an exploding broom closet brawl, and it's going to have to be part cinematic. That's all I need is the FBI showing up. You're doing a bomb." No, it's cinematic. We're not doing explosions. And if we did, we wouldn't announce it ahead of time.
I mean, if there's a safe place to do that, it's probably a fire hall, right? I mean,
a fire hall and a broom closet.
Yeah.
Right. So
they're going to have fun. Yeah, nice. They'll have fun. Yo, if you've seen the promos that these guys have been putting out for the last year, you know that we're going to have a good cinematic match. These guys, it's going to be good. These guys are going to, it's going to be, and it's a good transition for people to go from outside to inside, you know, to see a match like that. So,
and we're something different.
Yeah. Something different. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we had the live Grew Room show. He interviewed Sonny Kiss, and Homicide came out and they started their match. Homicide retained the title. Sonny Kiss is so loved by Burlington. I wouldn't be surprised if Sonny Kiss ends up being like the face of SPO. Like, seriously, she is the most charismatic, unique, beautiful, talented, willing to give back person I've ever met in the wrestling business. And I've met a lot of people. And I got to say, I stand in awe of her. And that's probably the best compliment I could give.
The athleticism's off the charts there. Like, I feel like only got a little bit of a chance to shine in the AEW days. But, I mean, some of the stuff was just, hard to pull off for most people, most athletes. Yeah.
Leo Connor says McChesney is back. That's awesome. Hell yeah, Leo. Thank you. Leo's our boy from New England, and he said he's going to try to make it down here soon. He used to actually come down to our PW events. And my boy, look at this, George Sills Jr., my man Johnny. I see what you're doing and proud to have played on the same baseball team as a kid. Keep it up, bro. That's George awesome. Sills, I remember playing Little League with George. This is insane, man. Thank you for coming out and supporting, man. See, Burlington's starting to get behind this, man. There's some good people here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nice.
So then, I don't know if you saw, Matt Tremont wasn't able to do the event. So we ended up doing Mafia. Well, Dan Moff used to be Mafia Mac from the Hit Squad in my day. Another tag team god against Wrecking Ball. And talk about two behemoths, Godzilla versus King Kong. Like we promised, that 2 out of 3 doors match was crazy.
Yeah.
The particle board from the doors were actually shooting into the crowd when they broke the doors.
Yeah, that door. Oh my God. At the end of it, like, I mean, Wrecking Ball just Yeah,
I would feel bad for the Doors going into that match with those two men. Yeah.
It was projectile dooring somehow. But yeah,
but then what happened after that? Let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
how
so-
we were in the back and we were watching this, and I will never forget your reaction. Again,
Mine?
just
I thought we
the
had a
Doors
casualty.
match. Yeah.
I thought for sure that's it. Corazon is dead. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I was ready to start playing taps. Here, let's just show it. So they ran out.
Yeah.
So they did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Emil looks at the crowd and is like, I don't have anything to give out. And at that moment, Batman and, the Live Danger, our superheroes, come out, and they had Corazon, and they put Corazon through another door. And that way they had to give out 4 gaming systems, not 3. Let's take a look at this. As Batman looks on.
Yeah. It's the Batman watching right there for me.
Oh man.
As soon as they picked him up over the head, I looked at the guys and I said, are they going to Jun Kasai him? And they were like, I think so. I was like, no. Oh my God. We're lucky Corazon's still with us, everybody. And by the way, Rockstar, that is getting so much attention and of course it is. That was awesome. I wouldn't want to take that. If those guys were like, yeah, we're going to pick you up and throw you on a door outside the ring in a fire hall on pavement, I would have said, absolutely not.
I mean, don't be surprised if you see that oh my God moment on like YouTube or something like that. It's gonna be all over these like crazy compilations, and I feel like that was definitely a moment of the night for sure.
Hey kids, cheaters never win and thieves never win. So you go around stealing game systems, you're gonna get put through a door. So don't be a thief.
Right.
Right, Rob?
It can happen anywhere.
He's got to be in an ice bath right now, I would hope, because that
man.
Yeah.
That
did not look
fun.
fun.
Ice. He stole the ice, though, I heard. So.
Was taken out by the Burlington City Batman.
Oh, the Batman was the star of the show. The whole crowd was yelling Batman, and it wasn't for me, Rob. Talk about fear of missing out. I wanted to take out the Batman myself out of jealousy, but he was the star of the show, man. The people loved him. And he got on the mic and said, I think he said to Emil something like, don't worry not, citizen. We shall save the day, something like that. It was great. It was great.
I mean, years ago we had Taker versus Taker, Batman versus Batman. I mean, it's never say never, right?
It could happen, brother. It could absolutely happen. You never know. Yeah. So here, Wrestling Calls. What's up, brother? He's on from Australia. You only would have said no because of your current age. If I was still in my 20s, I would have had a death wish. Cashmere, don't lie. You're right. You're right. He's right. I'm much more cautious now, but I'm also a little wiser. But I can use my my intelligence to override my sense of judgment and just do it anyway. That's the only thing I have left right now.
Like that specific move, like what you guys call the mother effing bomb, is like the type of wrestling move that you would see just in a TV show or movie. It's like that moment in like Spider-Man. It's like just
video game.
It's so crazy. Again, it's just
real people can't do it.
Yeah,
right.
Like it's
just John Zane can do it.
Yeah, it's uneffing believable, and the people that saw that were just.
It was good, man.
With all the crazy stuff you did back in your 20s, thinking about things you might do in a match, who was a lot quicker to agree to crazy or maybe even stupid stuff? You or Trent?
Neither of us ever said no. But I used to seek it out. Trent was so good, he didn't have to do that stuff. I needed every little bit of help I could get, brother. But I loved it. It was fun. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for asking that, bro.
Some wild moments. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And thanks everyone in the chat. I'm sorry if we're neglecting the Instagram. I promise we will work on that. So next week we'll have someone to monitor the Instagram feed. But then it went into their match, the 4-way. So it was BSB versus Rep. So BSB versus REP versus SCK versus Golden Era. So a lot of letters in there. Dewey showed his true colors. Stripe of yellow down his green back.
Has he dry cleaned that sport coat in the last 20 years?
Highly unlikely, to quote Gorilla Monsoon. Highly unlikely. But he did have green shoes on that put Don Callis' shoes to shame.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Gotta admit that one. But yeah, so that was the event. And then we announced at the end that we're putting the cell outside and we got the matches. Oh, Christina Marie too. Rebecca Scott, the flight attendant, her flight, she was stuck in Orlando and couldn't get a ride back. I mean, if I was stuck in a city, I would call her and be like, yo, get me a flight. She can't, whatever. So she'll be there next show. Molyneux made it official. Yep. The women's title will be on the line in the steel cell. So Christina Marie versus Rebecca J. Scott outside on the 7th for the belt. That's going to be sick. Everyone in Burlington is going to want to come out and see these women in the cell. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And Christina looks beautiful. She dyed her hair brunette, and she looks wonderful. She really does. We're so happy to have these women. So that's that. I mean, it was a great event. Everyone had a great time, it seemed.
This is fun. So you're gonna see a whole different side of Christina. It's gonna be cool.
And thank you everyone that showed up, from my friends, from my family, from the Burlington people, all the wrestlers, everyone that worked hard. The guys that came down from HC Loke's students, Kata Sin and Phineas, they worked their butts off helping and just making sure everything went good. TJ Epics, superstar, rock star. The stuff they were doing in the back to help out was just amazing. And I am so confident when I look around at SPO and see how everything works in the back. It's exactly like CZW back in the day. We did it. Like, this engine is going to run itself. It's going to run itself soon because everyone is having fun and people believe in themselves and they're doing what they want to do. No one's out there micromanaging saying, you got to do this. Here's a script for you. No. Yeah. Our wrestlers get to be themselves. And that's not only good enough, that's damn great. And that's a shoot.
The energy is just like no other, I feel like. And it's exactly what you said, Johnny, where I feel like everyone is just trying to just be the best they can be and bring everyone up. And we have this awesome platform that we just want to succeed. And to have everyone's support, it just means a lot to all of us. It really does. So thank you.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So real quick, we should announce, this is what we announced so far for April 7th, and tickets are on sale. And it's not a huge building. Space is limited. We didn't even, and we're not even raising ticket prices. We may have like a couple dollars just because we had to, but we're trying to make this be as all encompassing in the community as possible. So right now we already announced the women's cage. We already announced the silver scramble cage. The back seats are probably going to be announcing different people going into different teams going into the cage shortly over the next few weeks. We don't even know yet all the teams that are going to be in it, but we do know that the Carnage Crew.
All we know right now is just BSB and Carnage Crew. Again, it's going to be DeVito's. It's a send off, and it's going to be something special.
No more fitting match to send off the Carnage Crew for their last match and DeVito for his last match in Northeast than the Scramble Cell. That was one of the matches that defined their career, defined my career. And let me tell you something, man, soldiers bond in a battlefield. And that's why me and Loke love each other so much. It's partly because of that match. Same thing with DeVito. Their students I look at as my students, I mean, those guys. And look, Bobby Fish is going to be there. He's going to host the entire Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony. Bobby Fish. So he's with DeVito's student, and Bobby Fish is the first ever PWU tag team champion. How about that? So he'll be there. We're excited about that.
Scott Cardinal.
This is very special.
Yeah. Jerk Jackson and Scott Cardinal.
Jerk Jackson. Yeah.
That's absolutely right, man. First first tag team title, bro. And then we're going to do, we just said Lucky and McChesney for the PW title. Scorpio versus Homicide. That's the former PW champ versus the former PW champ, by the way. So that's kind of neat. The big broom closet, exploding broom closet brawl is going to be off the charts.
Man, yeah, that's going to be wild. I can't even imagine like what's gonna go down in that closet.
Yeah, interesting wording. But so by the way, Donnie B's not here tonight. His flight was delayed. So I don't know if Rebecca Scott and Donnie are flying the same airline, whatever. But so he'll be here with us next week, and we will announce at least one more match next week for End Game. And it's going to be, I think I know which one he's going to announce, and it's going to be a goodie. So you're not going to want to miss that. So you get Ric Blade next week. You get Donnie B making a big announcement for a match, plus the return of Donnie B. Let's not forget. And then this week we're going to try to get words with the rep and find out what's on their mind after their big what do you want to call it? Swerve? Are we going to use the word swerve?
Yeah, I guess I man, I feel double crossed. I mean, I feel like you should feel it more though. I mean, after what you said on, I got a little taste of Dewey. I never got to experience as much as you, but for the little that I did, I had it was a lot of fun up until that low blow. Let me tell you, it was a lot of fun up until that low blow. I mean, man, it's unfortunate.
We have to get the clip next week. Let's show the clip of them, what they did to you. Rob, I don't think I can even explain it. You've seen two guys, like you pick up a guy in a powerbomb and your opponent, your partner picks up the other guy in a powerbomb, and you run and you bang their backs together before you turn and powerbomb.
It was from corner to corner. They literally threw us from like one corner from the other to like we collided in the middle of the ring, back to back. And
like and how did they even see? Their face was in your midsection. How did they see to time that right? I thought you guys were dead. And Rob, it was like something out of Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm. Again,
seriously,
just like something like out of a video game. I feel like we had a lot of video game and movie moments on at the bottom. Like it's just something you would just see in an action movie. Like we did some car crashes.
Hell yeah, we did.
We did, especially at the end. That triple T bomb.
Let's see what that T gimmick was awesome. Let me see what my boy Eddie's saying. This is the guy that gave me the jersey. New Jersey Nightmare Crew are coming in strong. Yes, brother. I love this jersey.
When you ran into the ring with that, I was like, who is this?
Yeah. Oh, Too Tough Tony from the Juggalos.
Yeah, right.
Is here. That's what I was thinking.
I was like, who's this guy in this hockey? Well, it's like, oh, I see the silver brick. All right.
Yeah. Corporal Robinson was very excited when he saw me run out like this.
He's like, oh man, another surprise.
Yep. But look, so Harold Pollock's excited about McChesney. Wahoo McChesney. Wasn't that McChesney's father? I didn't know he was in the Wahoo line. Let's see. Wrestling calls from Australia. Both Homicide and Scorpio are former PW champions. So we got 2 matches happening at SPO with PW originals. I didn't even think about that. Wow.
That's
the first champion against a 3-time champion too.
Yeah. Good call. Wow.
Right.
Interesting. And then Harold said, really looking forward to you and BackSeat Boyz coming to Revenge Pro in May. Oh, that's going to be a big one. Damn.
It's going to be May.
That. You know what? Let me see if I can grab that banner. I want to show that off. Wasn't that awesome, that thing they made? Oh, and you know what else I want to say? Colin Delaney and Cheech and Cloudy, they all ran their Fed. Ground Zero. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hit up Colin the other day. I said, first of all, good luck. God bless. I said, but there's literally like 2 Feds in the whole world run by tag team wrestlers that are all about tag teams. And we have to both run on the same Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Really? That's the best we can do.
Yeah.
So he agreed. We're like, no more of that. Because we want Bill Collier. We want Infinity and Beyond. We want can't get any of these people.
Yeah.
Come on.
But they had a great show. I saw
they sold it out.
Yeah. So congratulations, Ground Zero.
I could not believe that they sold that out like that. That was like what 7? Oh no, and then McChesney sold out too. His show last week, the show in Erie, pretty much sold out, and they have that big one coming up soon too. And he sells like so many tickets. They had like 800 people.
Yeah, I mean, we all joke that he's the mayor of Erie, Pennsylvania, but it might not be a joke. Like all his TV appearances and everything else there. So
No, he dresses like it. That's for sure. Jason
Yeah.
Reborn says, "What's going on, y'all? That's the Hellaware Assassin from back in the day. What's up, bro? Love you.
Hey,
Cool.
how you doing?
Nice, dude. So, Rob, so we got all that we've announced so far. We got Ric Blade next week. We got tickets on sale for Endgame. We got the big WrestleMania weekend coming up in this area in Philly. If you're not a wrestling fan, just leave. Just leave.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, like everything you just went through for that show, like that card, that upcoming card, like that to me alone sells you on going to the show. But like for anybody out there that's kind of like, oh, like I'll get to getting tickets and stuff, like keep in mind how many people are going to be in that area that don't normally see themselves in that area the weekend of a show. Like tickets are going to be harder to get for this and for a lot of things. So I wouldn't wait.
No, I could show a couple more pictures before we end here. Here's the Batman. Check him out.
Oh man, yeah.
That outfit was $2,500. I found out, by the way. That's a legit Batman outfit. You should see how thick and like powerful that outfit is. It's banging.
It was like movie quality. It was definitely like movie quality. I saw it.
Yeah. Oh no, he said he sweats buckets in it. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
God.
And then here's the that is it, the iconic image. The back seats and Ric Blade at the end with our arms in the air and the SPO logo below us, brother. And Ric Blade
his arms are taking up half the screen there.
Yeah, and he wore a Batman shirt.
Dude is jacked.
Yeah.
That guy is, oh my God, man. And he didn't lose it. Oh my God. Like he crushed it. His highlight and his whole comeback, man. I mean, he didn't
so the whole show's available, by the way. If you go to spowrestling.com, and then you can click either on events or on Spocast, and either one, you'll see it. We embedded the YouTube. It's all right there for free. You can check it out. It looks great to me. I mean, we're not perfect yet with our production because it's only was our second event, but we're doing damn good, and we just got to bring on a few more cameramen and just tighten up a few things. And I'm telling you, man, our production is going to be right where we want it to be come April 7th. And I'm super excited to show Burlington what we have to offer. So, Rob, you got to get down here, brother. We got to get you down here. Leave now, bro.
That might be a little early, but yeah, no, I definitely want to get down there for that. And I mean, yeah, and that's how could anybody not want to be in that area that week too? I mean,
I think
everything that you could want right there. And I there's still more stuff out there that hasn't even been announced yet and stuff. So
that's right.
Everybody, every legend, everybody's going to be in that area. So,
Look, Jason says Blade looks great. And the very next Leo, Blade looks great. Two people, unbeknownst to each other, both said the exact same comment at the same exact time. So, yeah. So we have this Revenge was a great show. One of the best ever in Erie, PA. Harold said, congratulations. McChesney's awesome. I told him I got to pick his brain because we want to get even more people. Let's see what else we have here. And Harold Last says indie wrestling's on fire right now. Well, let's hope so, man, because these guys are dedicating
wrestling
their
in general
lives.
I mean,
yeah,
especially indie wrestling, but in general, I mean, this is as hot as it's been in decades.
Really, yeah. I feel like right before COVID, we were like catching on to something, and then we went into that whole cinematic or the closed set era, and it just we finally picked back. I think we're back to where we were, like around like that 2019, right before COVID era, where it felt like, damn, like there's something about wrestling that it's exciting again, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it does in a lot of ways. It feels like a new era, and there, quite honestly, I mean, there were some people, some wrestlers that like went on a break when COVID hit and stuff, and decided not to come back, and that in some ways opened up the door for a lot of this new generation and stuff too, and new companies, new ideas.
Yeah, like when AEW first came out, it was an exciting time in wrestling, and then just about a year later, COVID happened, and it just all washed away. And I feel like now we're finally we're getting back to that point again, and it's awesome. It's cool to be a part of it.
Fans got hungry to go be entertained in person by stuff. They went so long without that like, and you could tell like the workers wanted to be in the ring again in front of people, and that momentum has just continued.
Yep. That's so true. By the way, Batman said, thanks for having him. Look, just wanted to say thanks for inviting Batman to the Boss Battles yesterday. You guys rock. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much.
He was
coming.
Crowd loved him. Crowd loved him. But back to what you were saying, Rob. So let me ask you guys this. If it wasn't for COVID, would there even be the Joe Clean, Pat Dynamite, Broom Closet cinematic match? Would there even be such thing as a cinematic match?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
I
definitely don't think
so. Yeah,
So wrestling was forced to grow. That's how
Yeah.
it works, when nature finds a way from Jurassic Park 1.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a forced thing that, like, I don't know who had the idea for the first one, but then it picked up, and there were certainly some interesting ones there for a while, and that's what's cool is like that has kind of died down a little bit. That now it's one of those things that you only get every so often, and makes it more special now when it does happen. So,
and it allows people to extend their careers.
Yeah.
If Undertaker's not going to wrestle in the ring, but can have an amazing movie quality cinematic match, I'd rather just see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that
also,
was fun.
I think more importantly, you should also teach people to just be grateful, because to wrestle during that time, whether it was in front of nobody or even 30 people, like with the max limits for COVID during that time, certain shows could only have a certain capacity and everything like that. So even if it was a small little crowd or even as big as 30 people, people should just be grateful to even wrestle in front of a crowd, let alone. That's a big thing. Or even just wrestle in general. The fact that even wrestling was allowed during COVID is mind-blowing also.
Yep, that's
of all
true
things.
Too.
That comment from Harold there on the screen about it's huge. Like, it's a different world now with all the streaming and the ability that gives for everybody to get their faces out there to people who are nowhere near their area, but now they know who these wrestlers are. I mean, to be honest, even like from a play-by-play perspective, like there were shows back in the day where it's just like, oh, maybe somebody's going to buy this DVD, whatever. And now it's like everybody's watching live and stuff. Like, it's a totally different world with all that stuff. So, it's really cool. I mean, you can always catch something online. And honestly, too, just to kind of wrap that up, with the early pandemic era, like, credit to the major companies too, because there was not much going on for anybody to watch those days, and they found ways to make it work, keep people interested in wrestling, give some people opportunities and stuff. And I think that really helped kind of like get that momentum going, that once indie wrestling could come back and stuff, then everybody's just rolling now at this point.
I guess to answer your question, come to think of it now, I guess, would you consider something like a Lucha Underground or even a Wrestling Society X the closest thing, I guess, to a cinematic version of a wrestling match? Think about it. With
the fans
being
are paid.
Seasonal. Yeah, those are closed sets. Those were seasonal wrestling companies, right?
That's interesting.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
What would you say? I mean,
between
the stunts. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into
right.
I guess, like specifics, but yeah.
You just traced the lineage before COVID. You're right. That's true. I mean, Lucha Underground, I think the people in the crowd were actors. They weren't fans. They were actors.
Yeah.
They had to react a certain way all the time. So once that starts happening, you feel the forcedness of it, that it's not real. Something about the non-genuineness came out in it. That's why I think it didn't last, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, if there's anyone listening or watching, if anyone has some sort of idea of when they can go back and maybe trace some sort of cinematic version of a wrestling match, whatever that might be. I mean, I know guys like the Hardy Boys used to do it, even before the Final Deletion.
Yeah. They certainly get a good amount of the credit too.
They did it on their thing called the Hardy Show back in the day. So I know there's all types, I guess, different forms of cinematic matches. I guess we have to really look back and
just got to think outside the box and keep I mean, what's the next, like, that wasn't something people are expecting. What's going to be the next thing 5 years from now that we have no idea about right now?
Yep. Let's see what we can come up with. We're throwing our creative hat into the pond.
Some kind of crazy 8 match. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Oh, that'll happen soon too. That's the ultimate cruiserweight match, but the scramble cell is the silver scramble cell is the ultimate tag team match. And
that's for sure.
I'm so excited. Like I can't wait to watch it because I'm going to be a fan watching it. Like
I've only been to one cage match so far, so this is as of now going into my second.
That's it.
AJ, what'd you say? The AJ, I missed that comment. What was
bone
it?
salt, the boneyard match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eddie said
So
the AJ
unique.
versus Taker match
Yeah.
was the best. Yeah.
For sure. That was a good one.
Yeah. Cause wants a ladder. He keeps telling me to put a ladder in there. But as Jim Cornette would say, that's a hat on a hat. You know, like if you're already doing a cage match, you don't need the ladder. But we'll see. There's also a dumpster too.
A
So
ladder. Man, we're gonna just turn this whole thing into a video game. Endgame's just gonna become. It's literally gonna become a game.
And Wrestling Cause, our buddy in Australia, has made the entire locker room as creator wrestlers. So we're going to be adding them all to the poster as it gets closer and as match graphics start.
Yeah,
it's going to be a neat little montage and a neat little motif for the event. And Endgame is it's almost here. So now's when you get on board. You get us at the beginning. It's only our third show, and you know we're going to be putting our best foot forward, or we're going to die trying. So I hope Burlington comes out and supports us like they've been. So,
yeah.
And that's it. So, yeah, it's like a bunkhouse battle royal. Kind of. Yeah, it's similar. But, you know, there's no getting out, you know, but there is space around the ring and there is ways to jump off the top. It's going to be a spectacle. And I think that we're going to need a drone overhead to get the good footage, brother. So you definitely don't want to miss that.
Like the Wile E. Coyote cam, as they would call it.
Yeah.
That overshot that they would play during like ladder matches.
Yep. This next match brought to you by Acme.
There you go.
Good stuff, man. So, this was great. Again, no Donnie B, but we got him back next week. We got Ric Blade here next week to talk to us. Let me tell you guys something real quick. A couple weeks ago, we're on here, and as I'm monitoring the chat, I see someone says something like, "Yo, asshole, it's Ric Blade." And I thought, oh, it's someone messing with me. I blocked them. Right. And then weeks later, when I'm talking to him, he's like, "By the way, why the hell did you block me on that thing?" I'm like, "That was really you?" Like, what? So he just texted me and was like, "Did you unblock me yet?" And I'm like, "I don't know how." So we got to figure out how to unblock Rick by next Monday so he can come on here, or we're going to just have to do IG live or something.
Wow.
But anyway,
Good
so
stuff.
we're going to talk to him next week. Donnie's going to announce some matches next week. We're going to get an interview with the rep soon and find out what the hell they are thinking. And that's it, man. We'll just keep trying to just keep it up. The next few days, we're going to take a little break, get our bodies in order because we got matches coming up. Backseats hit the road. Got a lot of good stuff coming up. Good Greektown show coming up with Sammy Callahan versus Channing Decker. It's going to be sick. You got all the stuff coming up at the arena with Onita at Sushi Onita and us on that event Friday the 5th at the arena for Battleground. So it's just so much coming up, and it's such a great time to be in this area. We're so lucky to be here in Philly right now. Thank God. What a great time to try to start a Fed, extra water in the pool, so to speak.
They're on the road to WrestleMania. I think we should just call this the road to Endgame now. What do you say?
I think that's what it is.
We're on the road. We're on the road to Endgame.
That's it. The road to Endgame. And that's it.
Yeah.
Rob, I mean, hey, tonight may not have been our best or worst episode, but it was definitely informative. You can't say people did not get the information they needed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Just hearing the feedback again, even on the X specifically, and like going into the Ric Blade subject. A lot of people are talking online about just how shocked they are to see Ric Blade after 20 plus years. So, Boss Battles was something special. If you missed it, you can catch the stream. It's on YouTube, right, Johnny?
It's on YouTube. You go to spowrestling.com and either click Spowcast or events. You can, and it's right there. It's embedded. You can watch the entire show. Next Monday, we're going to debut a video package of the show. So you'll be able to see a few clips of each match if you haven't watched the entire show yet. So that'll be next week. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Awesome. Thanks everyone for watching, by the way. Thanks again for my awesome jersey that I can't wait to wear to the ring again.
Oh man. Jealous.
Hell yeah, man. I have a feeling Channing Decker might get one because he really took a liking to those guys, and Channing's a big hockey guy from Canada. So if you need guys, you want someone to rep your brand internationally, Decker's the man. I just got to find out his favorite. Man. I got to find out his favorite number. We'll see. All right. So guys, thank you for everything, man. This was awesome. Rob, as always, good stuff. Anything else you want to talk about your weekend or anything that happened up northeast, or do you want to plug
No, I mean, yeah, it was you mentioned Ground Zero and that stuff happening. I mean, between Ground Zero and Excite and BCW and stuff, it was kind of a busy weekend around here. And we got ESW coming up not till March 15th. And then ESW's taken over PWR in Erie, so there's a show there the week before. So there's a lot of wrestling going on for sure. And GCW's debuting in Rochester next month as well. So certainly a ton of stuff going on. That's it's an exciting time. Yeah, like you said, I mean, that time between the Rumble and Mania is always a big time in wrestling, but I mean, especially on the indies right now, things are really picking up. So
yeah, and you got a hot scene in upstate right now too, and it's trickling all the way down into like Erie, and it just everything is you're right, it's like it's just coming awake again.
And it's so great to see all the guys and girls from this area that are branching out into these other areas outside of upstate and stuff too. So yeah, continues to grow, and looking forward to a ton of shows coming. I mean, yeah, March is for somebody who's not normally at shows every weekend at this, I mean, that's going to be the busiest month, and for me going to wrestling shows in a very long time. So should be exciting.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep. That's it, guys. This is it. We'll see you all next week at 7:30 with Ric Blade, Ric effing Blade, the one and only. We're going to find out what makes him tick. We're going to find out his plans for the future. We're going to find out his plans for SPO, wrestling school. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff. So you definitely don't want to miss it. So,
awesome. Good stuff. Yes. Right. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.
Let's end with the Triple T gimmick, just how the event ended.